I'm joined in studio now by two gentlemen with the company XsunX Incorporated. XSNX is the stock symbol. Of course, we have Tom Djokovic. He's the CEO of the company. Tom, always good to see you again.
Good to be back.
And Mr. Robert Wendt is back with us, the Chief Technology Officer. Robert, good to see you again.
Morning, Don.
Now, Tom, the last time you were here, you had some exciting news for us about you're going to launch your CIGSolar tool and also consolidate your operations in one location. Can you bring us up to date?
Well, yeah, Don, it's an exciting stage of growth for us. What we're doing is we're putting all operations underneath one roof, and we're building our first multi-chamber tool of our CIGSolar technology. And the purpose behind that is to essentially create an environment where Robert can continue to develop and improve the technology. At the same time, Joe Grimes, our CEO and president, has done a great job of developing a quite enormous sales channel of a lot of potential licensees who their technologists want to be able to come in and get hands-on experience and access to the tool. So that's going to really help us on the marketing side. As far as building a tool, we've gone ahead and initiated the fabrication process. We're locating and identifying various different parts and pieces. There's different lead times associated with things, so we're trying to shorten that. And at the same time, we're looking to aggregate some new tools, support tools. As a matter of fact, Robert and I are leaving right after here. We're going up and take a look at, in some instances, some used tools will work in a support situation. So eBay and some of the auction houses work well. So we're going to go take a look at stuff. Always trying to keep things economically viable for us. And then as far as the facility, I think we found a perfect facility. Fortunately, we don't need much room, and we found a facility that's got the power, it's got a wet lab, it's not too big, location, everything seems to be ideal. So we're very excited about the progress we're making.
Well, you know, it's interesting because NASA kept the space shuttle program going about another 10 years by getting computer parts off of eBay, so that's not unusual.
There you go.
Now, I know that your technology represents the better mousetrap with respect to solar. How much better is it than what is known as the existing solar technology?
Well, Don, so people get a little bit of background. In a solar panel, one of the most expensive components is the solar cell. And currently, silicon dominates the market. It's close to 75–80% of the market uses silicon solar cells. And what happens here is we're looking for a way to deliver a technology, a process to be able to lower the cost to produce solar cells. So what we've done is we've taken a technology called CIGS, which makes the thin film absorber, and it happens to be the most powerful type of thin film. And we're developing a new, exciting, different way. The science has been around for years, but we're developing a new, exciting, different way to apply that science in a way that no one else has done before to produce solar cells that could potentially replace silicon and at about half the cost. But that's not to say, when I say science has been around for a long time, I'm not trying to say that there's nothing new here. We do believe we have patentable IP. We've already started that process on portions of our tool, and we're about to begin preparing paperwork to file a patent application for our thermal co-evaporation sources. Robert's done a tremendous job designing some of those things, putting years of his experience to that. We're about to start that process too. So overall, it's a very exciting time for us.
Well, now, Robert, this is interesting because then what we're talking about is a market opportunity that is trying to provide a lower cost, I guess, replacement for silicon technology. And you're also leveraging, you know, some proven sciences, basically in a new way. Tell us about that.
That's right, Don. Our key is not to develop new science. It's to engineer the science that already exists. And for CIGS, the science that already exists, which is proven to give the best performance, is called thermal evaporation. And what's key with thermal evaporation is it provides CIGS performance that's on par with silicon, but at a lower cost. So what that'll allow us is to create modules that have the same performance, but at a lower price point.
That's really fascinating. So basically, I know when we've talked about this before in the past, Tom, at the end of the line, it comes down to the cost per wattage.
Absolutely.
And basically, if it's more efficient and it costs less to produce, then I guess, for lack of a better term, the customers line up.
Well, absolutely. And the industry is matured. There's a very sophisticated material supply chain. In that supply chain is the production of silicon solar cells, a $13 billion market last year. So that tells you there's a tremendous demand for silicon solar cells. Their price is over $1 a watt. If you can provide people with a way to lower their input costs by at least half, if not more, then into an existing market niche where the product matches dimensions, allows people to make a minimal amount of changes to change over to your technology, you're really opening up the door to compete with a market-dominant product, just like if someone came up with something that really gave the Apple technology a run for its money. You've already got a market there that's been proven. You just got to find a better way to deliver it at lower input costs, and that's what we think we've done with CIGSolar.
You know, for about 30,000 years, man has walked the earth since the Neanderthal time. We've all looked at the sun and figured out a way to harness up our energy. Are we getting that much closer?
Well, absolutely. I mean, it's the fundamentals are there. The market's expanding. It costs almost as much to build on a per watt basis a coal-fired electrical generation plant as it does a solar field in the Mojave Desert now. After that field's built, you don't have to feed it coal, you don't have to worry about pollution, you don't have to worry about decommissioning it in the future. The writing's on the wall. That doesn't mean that there's going to be two sides to this story, you know, pro and con for probably the next 5 to 10 years. But the writing's on the wall. We're headed into an economy in the future where power is produced by renewable methods, and the technologies that Robert's helping develop here are going to help drive that in the future and make it more economical for everyone.
Robert, Tom, continues to be fascinating. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thanks.